Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for tuning in. I am super excited to get to do my box opening of the Blackmagic PYXIS camera. I picked up an L mount for a lot of reasons. It's been about 10 years since I've done a tech review or film equipment review video because I've been out in the film industry in LA, actually boots on the ground. And there were a lot of reasons why I stopped doing this, but I want to get back into it. Now that I'm in my new studio, my new place, it's time to relaunch the channel. Let's get to it. The reason I'm doing this video is because I want to give you my first reactions to what I think of this camera build quality wise, after having spent the last 10 years or so using mostly Reds and Aris, and just kind of how I feel about this camera on my first impressions, getting out of the box. Clearly I haven't opened it. It's still in the plastic, as you can see how shiny it is and all the reflections of my lights you can probably see in there. And then about a year ago, I picked up one of the Pocket 6K Pros. I was excited to get my hands on it. Fantastic little camera, but the workflow and build quality of this camera are not quite what I need, and really weren't working super well for me. So I thought I would cross grade to something a little bit more substantial, something that would be a little bit akin to using an Ari or a Red. Box style camera, something that's gonna give me a little more versatility on set. I did order a lot of the accessories for it, like the monitor, and the other mounts and a few other pieces so I can make this camera all of what it needs to be, rosette plate and so forth. But none of that has come in yet. So I am now gonna be giving you my first impressions of just the body so far until we have time to really open up the rest of it when it all comes in and give you my impressions of each bit and piece, everything I am getting to build out this camera. I'm gonna do a review on each piece, every single one from start to finish, whether it's a battery or a mounting plate. Just so you can know what I'm using, how I'm using it, the results that I'm getting, and why I picked all of these different accessories, because it really does matter how you build out your camera. Again, it's a personal choice. No two people really build their camera out the same way because we all have different workflows, but it's always good to know where someone else is coming from. So without further ado, let's get to it. I'm gonna tear this thing apart and let's see what's inside. All right. Hey. Question is, this is really well wrapped. Now, how do I get into it? Should I have grabbed a knife? And we have technology. Okay, so let's see what's in here. Let's see what's in here. That's what house keys are for. Getting into boxes. All right. Let's get this out of here. Now we made that slice. 60. All right. Looks like an absolute animal tearing into this box. I already know it. Okay, so got the welcome packet, little manual teaching you some things. That's cute. Some Blackmagic stickers. Love those. And another copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio 18.5. They're already on 19. They're still shipping 18.5. Another code, right? Because we all need more of those if we've had a few Blackmagic cameras or already just bought the software outright because you had to. Phone mount, I'm guessing because I saw that on the announcement, was that you put a phone in the side of it or a hard drive. Either way, probably still the same thing. And then a little bunch of screws. I'm gonna lay these out so in the overhead we can actually see all of the pieces while we're doing this. And then, I'm guessing that's the camera body. So let's see what's in this little package first, before we get into the rest of it. Again, they make these boxes childproof. That's why I'm having problems. All right. Okay. Adapters, strap cables. We don't need that. Yep, so Euro adapters, bits and pieces, the actual power cable for the camera if you ever need to leave it plugged in. And if I was told correctly, is that if you are to plug this thing into the wall with the battery, like the BP-U battery inside the camera, it won't charge the battery anymore, which is fine. I use V-mounts, so it doesn't really matter. More styrofoam. And then this is the actual camera box. Oh my gosh, it's actually way smaller than I thought it was gonna be. Holy cow. Oh man, my overhead died. Wow, okay, so this is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be. I was expecting this camera to be a fair bit bigger. So the fact that it's this little is incredible. Now this is gonna make this a lot easier to use as a car cam, crash cam, so on and so forth. I thought the only way to get something like that was to use like one of the Pocket Micro or the Blackmagic Micros or something along those lines to get 4K, but this is gonna have 6K full frame, really tiny, this is incredible. So walking through some of our I/O here. So we've got a mic port here on the back, a headphone jack, 2 CFExpress slots for redundancy, I'm assuming. I haven't really done a lot of looking or working with this camera yet, so we'll dig into that. On-off switch. I've got my USB-C, probably to connect to external hard drive with this doohickey. I've got my SDI ports. Over here we have our Ethernet connection, and then our 12 volt, so we can power the camera. Our BP-U battery slots. Got a lot of fantastic mounting points on the top here. Same with the bottom, way more down here than we probably need, but I'm actually really happy about that, so thank you, Blackmagic. Thanks for the build quality on this. This is way better than the last camera series, than anything in the Pocket line, any of the Ursas, period. I've used the Ursas a few times as well, and I'm happy. We'll just say that. Let's just stop there. I'm super happy that this is actually a metal body. Holy cow, I can see through this thing, like clearly. There is, if it rained on this thing is toast. There is no way this thing has any kind of IP rating. I can see straight into the guts. I don't know if you can see that on camera at all, but yeah, there's nothing hiding there. Okay, so onto the front. Clearly got the lens cap. We've got a micro XLR, mini XLR, whatever that is, small XLR port for audio. Please don't record straight into your camera unless you absolutely have to, because the converters in these things are terrible. But hey, it's there if you got a shotgun, slating purposes, always nice. Okay, so that's where the viewfinder is going to be connected with the PYXIS monitor itself. That's really nice. And then full frame sensor. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna get yelled at. I yell at my ACs for doing this kind of stuff on sets, and one of them is gonna be editing this video and is probably gonna punch me in the throat for having done that without covering it immediately. So anyway, this is looking really nice. It looks like there is, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there are screws around there. So I got the L mount for a lot of very specific reasons, but they do make a PL mount or an EF mount of this exact same camera, depending on what glass you use. I'm gonna adapt from L to PL for almost all of my cine lenses so far. But it looks like the way they built this with those screw points, there may be a chance in the future that we can buy other mounts and actually just swap them off the actual body. That would be fantastic, Blackmagic, if you could release those. I would love to pick one of those up for PL. That would make life a little bit easier on a lot of fronts. Just switch back and forth. But then we've got our little control sequence here of all the little buttons and pieces that we have to work with. That's gonna be really nice. Now, this screen is smaller than I thought it was gonna be, frankly speaking. I had a lot of people tell me that they thought the screen was kind of small. It is dinky, but I'm actually really excited about this screen. There have been a lot of complaints, a lot of people saying that they were like, oh, what's the point of the screen, right? Why is it on the side of the camera? Why can it not flip out or rotate? If you've been in a professional film setting, period, this is gonna be your first day C's camera. I cannot tell you how many times I've been off to the side of an Ari, for instance, and we had a screen hooked up with a bar hanging off the edge so that I could pull focus while the camera op is doing their thing, or see what's going on, or if you're in a car or a small space. This is actually great. Not only does it control the camera, but it will give you the feed from the sensor along with having the other screen on top, the PYXIS monitor. And so this is actually gonna serve a huge, huge purpose. Bar and across the industry, this is gonna serve a huge, huge purpose for having an AC or any real good workflow, or say if you're mounting this thing sideways and you need to be off to the side of it because it's up against a wall, right? I'm actually super excited about having that mounted screen and then getting the PYXIS monitor for the top. I love that I have actual hard buttons here that I can use to control the camera with and record from there. It's actually the record button, kind of a nice spot. I'm trying to figure out if that's actually gonna be easy to get to. Once I've got it mounted, we'll find out. But all in all, I'm really impressed. I'm super impressed with the build quality of this, all the mounting points. I love that this is metal. Like, this feels so nice. I'm impressed. I was expecting it to feel cheap compared to a lot of the Reds and Aris that I've had my hands on over the years. And this is actually on par. I don't think the film quality is going to be on par with an Ari or a Red, especially in the dynamic range world, right? Because this is just the same dynamic range as this puppy at 13 and a half stops. But all in all, I love it. I'm super excited. Okay, so that concludes the entire open box situation with this camera. First impressions, summary, I'm super excited about one, the build quality, two, the connection points, and three, the I/O on this thing. I think it's gonna be fantastic. The one thing people complain about is the side camera and why it doesn't articulate. I'm actually glad that it's there and stationary. It's gonna be great for a first AC to use. So that's kind of my summary of how I feel about this camera. I'm also gonna be doing review videos on every piece I'm using to build out this camera specifically, and how they're gonna operate and function with this camera and what I'm gonna be changing. If you're curious about my first build out with it, and you wanna know what I'm putting on it, I have already ordered all the pieces or have them in hand on a shelf over here to my left. Check out the comments. Check out the description. I'm gonna have every single piece tagged and a link there so you can check out and see what it is that I'm using. I will talk about why I'm using each of these pieces as well in the future. Most of it's coming from Sweetwater for various reasons, mostly because of their tech support, but they also give you a free 2-year warranty on everything you pick up from them, so they're fantastic. Let them know I sent you. Please go buy it from them. They're a wonderful company. And another company that I really wanted to mention too, that I'm gonna be buying stuff specifically for, two of them. One is OWC, and two, my batteries are gonna be coming from Jupio. Now, a lot of people haven't reviewed or used Jupio batteries, but I think that they're fantastic and probably some of the best in the industry, bang for a buck wise. And then OWC, I'm gonna be getting my CFExpress cards from them because the build quality of their stuff and the way that they do their warranties and take care of their customers is absolutely phenomenal. And they've been doing it for decades. Half the stuff in most of my Macs and Mac rebuilds have all been from OWC for a reason. And so I'm excited to get to grab some of their stuff from those two companies. We'll talk about the products I'm picking up from them specifically in future videos. But for now, if you have any questions, if you are curious about anything cinematography related, coloring related, or about this camera, or really anything in that genre or field, message me in the comments or direct message me if you want. I don't care. That's what I'm here for. I want to be a consultant for you. I want to help you find the right thing the first time so that you're not spending your money or wasting your money, bouncing between different types of things, different products, and so on and so forth. That a lot of us have done in the industry. I've already made most of the mistakes we're about to make, so I want to make sure that I can keep you from those potholes. So let me know, message me, subscribe clearly for future videos, and so that you can support this channel. We really appreciate it. It's also going to make it so possible for me to be able to continue getting things like this, spending money when you don't have to, and helping you out. So if you have any questions, whether it's about tech stuff, camera stuff, coloring, or so on and so forth, anything in that space, let me know in the comments, message me directly, clearly like and subscribe because that helps me continue to do what I'm doing. It also kind of gives me encouragement so I can keep doing this. But when you get the chance, let me know. That's what I'm here for, is to be a consultant for you, to help you get to where you need to go so that you can avoid as many mistakes along the way as possible and wasting money as much as possible. So if you have any questions, like I said, let me know. I'm excited to be helping you out. Other than that, have a great rest of your day and we'll catch up soon.